you wanted to sleep late this morning.
I can't sleep anymore, Martha. It's that nightmare I keep having. The one about Howie being married to our daughter.
Paul, face it, they are married.
That's the terrible part. When I wake up, I have to face the real nightmare. Where is Super Groom?
Howie and Barbara went out early this morning. They had things to do. Now, come on and sit down, and I'll get you your orange.
Don't be nice, Martha. I'm in no mood for it.
Morning, Dad.
What are you reading?
The Naked Ape.
What do you know? They've written a book about Howie.
Well, are you ready for some good news?
Good news?
Mm-hmm.
Give me the bad news first.
Well, Howie and Barbara have decided to move.
Martha, don't say a thing like that unless you mean it.
Today is Independence Day for your daughter and son-in-law. They want to be on their own.
Good news like that can't be all good news, Martha. Independent, huh? And what are they going to use for bread?
You mean money.
I mean anything that doesn't grow on trees.
They're moving into the cellar.
Was that some government project for the... cellar?
Paul, don't you think it's perfect?
You don't think it's perfect?
But, Dad, it'll be a real groovy pad for them.
Did I ever see her birth certificate?
Mom!
Wait till you see what we've got.
We bought it at a garage sale.
Guess what it is?
It's a baggie. For Flipper.
Hey, it's a water bed.
You mean you're going to sleep on that?
I hear they're really great for sleeping, and for not sleeping, too.
Martha, it's a pity she's too old to spank and too young for a religious sacrifice.
Your dad's not too thrilled with the idea of you moving down into the basement cellar. You thought you'd be happy about it, Dad. Howie insists that we be independent.
And we're going to start by paying you rent.
That's ridiculous. Paul, tell them it's ridiculous.
How much rent? How long you going to be hammering and sawing down there? It's been over a week now. I can build his log cabin in 4 days. Does anybody hear me?
Oh, they can probably hear you and cook a mongo. Would you like some coffee? You'll feel better.
Only if it's laced with arsenic.
A martini?
Better. Martha, how long does it take to turn a cellar into a basement?
Well, they're doing a lot of decorating.
What's it gonna be? Happy Halloween? Did it stop or have I gone deaf? What are you doing with that disgusting thing?
Howie and Barbara want it down in their pad. It's Soshi Quetzal, the Aztec goddess of fertility.
I know what it is. Now go put it down and wash your hands.
I wonder who that can be.
Who cares? I got my martini. Hi, kid. Hi, Dad. Why did you come around the front door? Why didn't you use the cellar steps?
Because we're making a social call.
Oh, long time no see, Dad. Not long enough.
Well, how's the basement apartment coming along? Oh, it's beautiful. You'll never recognize it. We want you and Dad to have dinner with us Saturday night.
Great, we'll go to Stromboli's and I'll have my favorite lasagna.
Paul, they're asking us to dinner at their place.
Oh.
It'll be sort of a housewarming.
We've invited Howie's mother and father, too.
Well, I thought they were... Well, I didn't think they were even speaking to each other.
Oh, well, they're speaking, and they even agreed to ignore their separation, at least for the big occasion, meeting their new daughter-in-law.
And, of course, they're especially anxious to meet you. How exciting. Isn't it exciting, Paul?
I think I'll go get my party hat.
Well, We've got to go now. We've still got a million things to do.
See you Saturday night.
Saturday night.
Bye, kids.
That's gonna be some dinner. Why, Howie's parents hate each other.
Nobody ever said they hated each other. They just don't get along very well.
Martha, when people plan a divorce after being married 25 years, believe me, that's hate.
I'm only interested in one thing, a pleasant evening for the children. And I'll have Howie's parents over here first for cocktails. And, and whatever you do, don't make any reference to the fact that Howie's father is a butcher. It bugs him.
Well, that'd bug me, too. Butcher.
Well, who knows? It might turn out to be a fun evening. After all, they are making a gesture by coming together.
Maybe it could even be the beginning of a reconciliation.
Uh-huh.
Which would be very nice for Howie and Barbara. And terrific for you and me.
Uh-huh.
Martha, that's it.
What are you babbling about?
Well, if we could help get those two back together, maybe we could arrange for Howie and Barbara to go live with them. You know, sort of like a Planet of the Apes.
Please, Paul, no maneuvers. Just let nature take its course.
That awful record again. They play it every night just when I'm trying to go to sleep. What is that? Sounds like a bagpipe in heat.
It's Oriental fertility music, part of the mating rite.
In the middle of the day, he's an animal. If any of our friends find out about this, I'm dead. Wearing a shirt and tie to go down to the cellar and eat.
Now, Paul, you promised you'd be nice.
Well, compared to the way I feel, I am being nice. Why do we have to go out in the backyard to use the cellar door when we could just use the door from the kitchen?
Because we're visiting, and that is their front door.
Martha, you need help.
Come on, darling. Remember, the important thing is to get Howie's mother and father back together.
Well, that's a job for the UN. Hope they like martinis.
We don't even know if they drink.
I'll teach them. That must be them. It's an angry ring.
One more thing about Howie's father being a butcher. He refers to himself as a meat vendor.
I know. I'll call him a beef surgeon. He'll love that.
Come in. You must be Martha. Yeah.
That's Paul. Barney.
You're older than I thought.
And you're Grace.
Barney and I came here together because of the occasion. You understand?
Understand.
Well, tonight is certainly an occasion. Please, sit down.
Barney, why don't you sit over there, near the dip? That way you won't drip it back and forth.
It's probably not loose like you always made it.
Sit down, Grace.
How about a round of martinis? Nice and cold and dry. I make them so dry they squeak.
Barney hates martinis.
So does Grace.
You both hate martinis.
It's the only thing we have in common. If you have any gin, I'll take it over the rocks.
Gin over the rocks coming up. Oh, and what does our beef surgeon drink? Don't tell me. You drink Bloody Marys?
You can fix me at Constantinople.
I want?
Have any bourbon?
Right.
1 jigger of that.
Over ice?
You got it. Now, half a jigger of creme de cassis. You got that?
Crème de cassis. Got it.
Now, a dry Chablis, 1 jigger of that. It doesn't have to be imported.
Let's use the imported.
Now, you
You got some dry sherry?
Yep.
Dash.
This is nothing. Wait till he asks for an Afghanistan.
Paul, are you forgetting Grace's gin on the rocks?
Just a second, Martha. Is that it now, Barney?
Got some lime?
Lime? Lemon?
Lime.
How about some lime juice?
I guess, if you don't have any fresh. Just give what amounts to a squeeze.
There, that should be a squeeze. Now, do I stir or shake?
Now, just swirl it around easy, and then pour it into a pewter mug. You got one of those?
Pewter mug. Got one.
And then sprinkle some cinnamon on the top. You got any cinnamon?
Who doesn't have cinnamon? We got any cinnamon?
Excuse me, have some dip.
Now you know how to make Constantinople.
Well, it's not that I never wanted to learn. Will you hurry with the cinnamon, Martha? I'm ready to pour.
I hope you don't intend to get drunk.
When was the last time you saw me drunk?
When was the last time I saw you?
Cinnamon! Can you fix Grace's gin on the rocks now?
Well, I've been busy, Martha. Give me just one more second. Yours will be coming right up, Grace.
Oh, I'm used to waiting for Barney. It's only the important things he does fast. What kind of dip is this, Martha?
Would you like the recipe?
No, thank you.
Here you go, Barney. Enjoy.
Thanks. I'll have enough. Okay?
I should have written it down.
Well, I suppose you're as anxious to see Howie and Barbara's new apartment as we are.
Are they getting along?
Why, they're still newlyweds. They're deliriously happy.
That's when Grace and I learned we couldn't stand each other. The very first night,
It was for me.
must have been for me, too.
Well, then how does Howie fit in? Well...
Well, actually, Howie was more Grace's doing. I wanted a dog.
Oh, then you're both happy.
Anyway, we both adore Henry.
Howie.
Whatever.
Well, I know, Howie. The best darn son-in-law a man ever had. You don't know what a pleasure it is to have him here under our floor. Roof. He's a pure joy.
He certainly is.
Well, here we go, Barney. Don't choke on it.
We mentioned Howie and, what's her name, Barbara's apartment. Is it part of the house?
Is it sort of a separate wing, or is it just part of the guest house?
It's completely separate from us. That was the children's idea. They wanted to be totally independent from us.
They live just below us.
Below? As in beneath? Below ground level?
You mean my baby boy is living in your cellar?
With my baby girl. Listen, who does he think it is? We're the termite people.
Where your dinner, Gaz?
Oh, come on in.
Mom, Mother, Father, Dad.
Oh, Howie, my boy.
Oh, my precious, my sweet, my adorable. You're so pale and damp.
He's shorter than I remember.
Welcome to our home.
This is my wife, Barbara.
How nice.
Mother, Father.
Mother, Father.
We're Mom and Dad. Take what you can get. Well, what does everyone think of it?
Tell the truth. Isn't it the greatest?
Is there much seepage?
Where do we bob for the apples?
Is that a 30 poster?
Oh, where?
Paul, it's full of imagination. You've done a wonderful, marvelous job.
I'm actually having an experience.
Yeah, the kids call it a bad trick.
Well, dinner's all ready. Why don't we go in the kitchen and sit down?
The kitchen.
Mother, why don't you sit on the waterbed?
Oh, okay.
All right. Mom, over there. Dad, why don't you sit on the waterbed with Mother and relax?
No, thanks. I get sick at SeaWorld. I'll just sit over here with Mother.
Father?
So this is the waterbed, huh? Oh.
It's a pretty groovy portable kitchen, huh?
Oh, Betty Crocker'd have a ball here.
Okay, everybody, dig in. Start with the meat.
Okay. Barney, don't kill it.
You really love your work, don't you, Barney?
Having fun, Dad?
I just shish kebab my pinky.
Howie, my beloved, are you planning to live down here all year round?
Oh, sure. We really dig it down here.
Well, I suppose you and Barney will take turns with the grandchildren.
What grandchildren?
What, the ones Howie and Barbara are going to have.
You're not pregnant already.
Paul meant eventually, Grace.
Oh, well, listen, you shouldn't scare a person like that.
I'd like a grandson. I could take him down to the butcher shop with me. Then maybe someday he'll grow up and be a butcher.
Or a butcherette. Of course, you'd have to divide him or her. One time with Grandma, another time with Grandpa. But wouldn't it be wonderful to share him or her together?
Would you like to be a grandmother?
I don't know. Would you like to be a grandfather?
A grand...
Oh! Are you all right?
I'm not used to eating off the floor. Can I get you something, Father? Like an ambulance?
Don't straighten up all at once. Maybe I should take him home.
Oh, no.
No.
Just later, honey, I can handle this. No, why don't the both of you stay over? We got an extra bedroom upstairs.
Would you rather stay down here with us, Father? Well, to tell you the truth, son, I'm allergic to walls without windows.
I'd like to accept your invitation.
Fine.
If it's okay with you, Grace.
Oh, well, I guess I could stand one more night.
Well, good morning. And how are both of you this morning?
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
Well, then both of you are fine. How did you sleep?
Like a top.
Yeah, he kept spinning all night.
Good morning. Did everybody sleep well?
I already covered that, Martha. They slept very well, right?
When I slept well.
Show off.
Martha, isn't this a beautiful sight?
It certainly is. Would you two lovers like some bacon and eggs?
Tell the truth. Isn't it nice to be facing each other over breakfast again?
Paul, can I call you Paul?
Please.
There's something I want to tell you.
Yes?
There's a fly in my coffee. Just a joke.
Oh, Barney, isn't he a panic?
Can I tell?
Barney and I have decided to try it again.
Really? You heard that, Martha?
But now that we're together, we'd like to discuss Howie.
You would? Martha, you hear that?
I'm standing right here.
Frankly, Paul, we're not happy about Howie living down in your cellar like a mole.
Good.
Well, Barney and I feel it best if they came to live with us above ground.
And I could help out a little financially.
No, absolutely no.
How much?
Barney, how can you be so gross? I'm not taking money from strangers.
What kind of a stranger? Let us handle it. We're the men. Look, I'm putting up the tab for the room and the board. They'll be sponging off of me. That includes your daughter.
Barney, did you hear me? How can you humiliate me in front of
Look, we really don't have to discuss this now. Forget it. Grace, you have one character defect.
What's that?
Your mouth.
Look, I'm sorry I brought up the whole thing.
Excuse me, but this is between us. Now, you listen to me, you salami salesman.
Well, that's nice.
Yes, it's
You
nice, but
talk
you're
like
gonna
that
put
here in
up
front of
with
me.
Hands across the table.
If there are going to be any changes, we got to start with one thing.
Don't you lower your voice to me.
I won't even be talking to you. We have nothing in common.
What? You have our children. You're Howie.
You had them.
I only came back to you for the sake of the children.
With a father like you, they're better off living down in that cave. Tell Howie and what's her name goodbye. I can't bear to do it myself.
I wanted bacon and eggs. Bacon and eggs was what I wanted. She spoils everything. She's no darn good. You're no darn good. And you're not so hot yourself.
I only offered to contribute some money. Oh, hi, honey.
Hey, darling, you'll never guess what happened today.
Could you hold that thought, Martha? I've got some news for you. I dropped in to see Councilman Purdy. He owes me a little favor. I asked him to send a building inspector over tomorrow to condemn that sink of iniquity in our cellar.
You did that?
Martha, it makes no sense. They're living down there. They're stealing our water pressure. Every time I'm in the shower, all soaked up, no water. And when I tell people my daughter's living in our cellar, the looks I get.
So you decided to evict them.
Let's say I'm trying to kick them upstairs.
And you're willing to take the consequences.
That's the beautiful part of my plan. There won't be any consequences. What's that?
The consequences. You better put on your glasses. The inspector was already here. These are the citations for the violations he found.
What? Construction without permit. $50 fine. He wasn't supposed to send a real inspector. Bed adjacent to boiler, $25 fine. He was supposed to just go through the motions. Unvented hibachi, $100. And why did he come a day early?
He didn't. This was a real inspector who happened to be in the neighborhood, and his supervisor told him to drop in.
Martha, have you got any sharp cheese in the kitchen? I'd like to cut my wrists.
The Paul Lynde Show was filmed before a live audience.